Hey guys, Sean again, Custom Offsets TV on the YouTube. We have people asking about lighting and other stuff that we sell on the website. So rather than come up with a crazy name for this series, we're just going to call it Custom Offsets Cool Truck Shit.
Custom Offsets team stands the team on top of it now. We ain't never gonna fade, so you better get ready. We're taking over the game.
So this one is one we keep getting asked about. It's one that another one that I wanted to learn about in detail, and it's our Black Label Lighting 8-pod rock light kit. So you've probably seen a lot of guys running around with rock lights. It basically took the place, it's an LED system that took the place of the old underglow from back in the day. They used to have the neon tubes, and then they came out with something else, can't remember what. But now it's more of these rock lights, and the reason is it's a completely sealed, waterproof kit that you can install in there, and they're pretty durable and they stand up really well. So what you get with this kit, this is the whole kit here, this is how it will come to you, are each of these boxes containing, it's going to have a light and then 11 feet of cord, RGB. And when I say RGB, it's red, green, blue, and then also the black. So inside of this, if you see the 4 pins there, inside of this are 3 wires, are red, green, blue, and then there's a black wire for your ground. The RGB is a red light that it's going to produce, and then a green light it's going to produce, and a blue light. And you'll see that there's 3 diodes, red, green, and blue in that. What happens is it can use those and mix those colors together. If you remember Smarter than a 5th grader, if you mix red and green, Junior, what do you get? No, that's a terrible example because it makes blue. If you mix red and yellow, you start to get like pinks and stuff. If you mix red and blue, you get purples. So if you can see where I'm going with this, is it uses those colors, which Junior and I are not smarter than a 5th grader, so we don't know how it actually works. But let me just tell you, you can make any color, I believe including white now. You didn't used to be able to make a pure white because all these colors left a little tinge in it, but now these new kits you can actually get to white. And then it's a million color scale, so you can just use the app and find the different colors. So let's talk about the app real quick. When you get the kit, it's going to come with the instructions with the QR codes you can scan, or you can just look up the BLE DIM app, and there's Android or Apple iOS, and you can download that app, and that's where you're going to control your truck lights. So it's completely Bluetooth. The Bluetooth is already built in, and you'll see that it's got the same QR codes here to get everything set up. So this is the controller that comes with it. So if you think about this controller input-output, your input, your red is obviously your power, your black is your ground. If you didn't know that, put everything back in the box and go find somebody to install this. The best people I think to install this would be if you've got a complete aftermarket truck company nearby, they'd be good ones to install it. Otherwise, a stereo installer would be a really good one to go to for something like this. The aftermarket stereo guys would be good at this. Power, ground, controller, and then it's coming off because it's the 8-pod. So if you had the 4-pod, you wouldn't have this pigtail, you would have this one only. But you can see that they've each got 4 connectors, and each of those is going to go to one of the pods, one of the rock lights. So that's the 8-piece kit, the controller, and then the rest of these are going to be your other 7 pods. So what's inside of one of these boxes, again, is the pod and the 11 feet, and then it's coming with 2 mounting pads. One of them is going to have a cup to it, and if you can picture what that's for, is that will be how you install it to like a roof rack or something like that, something curved for her pleasure, is I believe what B-Rad told me. And you can see that it would then install, and you don't have to drill through anything. It's made so that it can just basically come out the side of this grommet, screw it in, done deal. The other option is you can do it with this one too, but this is the most common, so I'm going to show you this one. So this is the flat mount. You would see the waffle side, that's the back side. So you come through the front side and you feed that 11-foot of cord through there. And again, if you struggle with this, put everything back in the box and go have somebody install this. Don't worry, they won't say too much on the gram if you buy it instead of build it. I buy stuff all the time. So you can see now I fed it through there. And now this thing is ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna mount right through here with my self-tappers. This guy then goes through the hole that you're gonna drill on the truck, and we'll go through and show you some of the mounting options on the truck. You would feed that through, and then he's gonna come around and connect. And it's just a push pin, so you just line up. It's got a groove here, and it's got a male side there. You line them up, arrow, arrow. You push real tight so that you make damn sure it's watertight. And that's a done deal. This one's ready to rock and roll. If this had power, you'd be able to burn through your app and get that thing rocking. So let's talk about what's not included, because that's everything that is included. What's not included is an iPhone 7. You won't be getting the new iPhone 7 with this. You're gonna have to supply your own phone to hook up to the Bluetooth. Also, you'll see that where we mounted this on this truck, because it's 11 feet, you need to center mount the control box and then run wires both ways. What that means is this obviously isn't gonna get to power. So what you wanna go out and buy is a spool or a handful. You can measure out how much you need if you're kind of on the cheap side, or just get a spool, because you'll be using this to wire other cool lighting so you can light everything up. So you're gonna end up using a butt connector or soldering that, and then, you know, cleaning it up, waterproof it out, and run that up to your fuse box. And with this, a lot of times you can buy the fuse link. You also want to buy a fuse harness and throw that in there so that you don't blow this thing up. What amp, Brad? Fuse, 30? What amp fuse did you use to blade? Yeah, so probably a 30 amp would be sufficient. The other thing that we always have on hand to do this are these Cushman Clips. And these are good because, and then these little short self-tappers with the fat heads. These are good to basically underneath, you'll see when we go underneath there, to mount the wiring up underneath the bottom of the truck so it's not all sagging and hanging. These guys, if you want to get a look at that, they're the pan, imagine pan head self-drilling, 6x1. These little guys are ideal size to go through the light, through the mount, and then into the truck. Ideally not through any important areas like fuel tanks and stuff, don't do that. And then of course, your trusty zip ties, because you can't mod out a truck without zip ties. Some of the best mods are built with zip ties. Good, Junior? Let's go check out the truck. So the easiest place to start is right here where we mounted the controller itself. And you can see it's up here. Junior, do you have enough light, or do we need to cut and bring some light in? Because people have been yelling at you because you're not giving them enough light.
I got enough light.
You promise?
Yep.
Okay. So here is the controller. You can see we used some of those longer self-tappers and went right into the box, sub whatever thinger here. And then you can see here's the two leads coming off. And all this extra wire, there's really no way to do this without cutting everything and then having to solder everything. I would highly not recommend doing that. This is all waterproof, so just bundle it up the nicest you can, use some zip ties, and make sure it's not gonna fall down. We use a lot of zip ties and then connect it to this main harness that's coming through here. And then you can see that this is that power and ground lead. And if you look on the other side here, we came right here and we used an eyelet and we ground it out. So you wanna grind the paint off and then ground that out, and that's your negative. And then our power, we did a heat shrink and solder here, and then the power's running up, and I'll show you that in a minute, to the fuse box. So, and then up here you can see some of the leads. So there's a couple rock lights headed that way. You can see we use these whenever you're trying to stay off of like a drive shaft or something, so that it can't possibly fall and then fall into your drive shaft and then rip all your rock lights off and other bad stuff. And you can see the rock lights that are mounted over on the inside. What you can look at here, Junior, I'll cover this one up so it's not blinding us, is Brad actually went in and mounted these at about a 45, and rather than put them here and shoot straight down, because what happens with rock lights is they're a focus beam, so if you put them right here, you're just going to shoot a circle onto the ground, like them mirror thing, door thing, logo things. Well, you don't want that. The goal here is to make stuff glow. So what we do is we shoot them at a 45 inside of the body here, right back towards the frame and underneath the truck, and then it really lights shit up. I'm telling you. Come on out here, Junior. So up underneath here, So on those side ones, we didn't drill a hole through the center. We just used where the cord comes out of the side of the bushing. But under here, you can drill a hole right through this plastic liner and then fish the wire through, so that then you don't have a wire showing at all. And you'll see that it's actually fished inside and then routed and then back down. Same thing back here, similar concept. On the back side, you have to look way up inside of here. I'll try to cover that. So on the back side, the wheel well ends, and then there's a gap here for the side of the box. By drilling a hole up there and then fishing this way, the wire pops out right here. Switch spots with you, Junior. So you can see the wire popped out right here. Now you have a nice clean, no wire in your wheel well run, and then it can run down and connect. Up front, I think this is it too. So up front you can see where we went into the fuse box, and here's that fuse I told you about with the 30 amp. And then he's just into the fuse box. Are you just in an accessory, Brad?
That's the battery.
So it's just battery, it's always on. And then do we still do an override switch, or do you just use Bluetooth? Okay. Another option you could do is do an override switch either right here underneath, or you could run it into the cab and then do an override. Obviously that's gonna be a lot more work. The reason an override is smart, let's say that you have everything on in red and blue because you want to show off at the Walmart meet and look like the police, which is illegal by the way, but if you're not moving, I believe it's okay. Well, let's say your phone dies. You now cannot shut off the old red and blues, and you got to drive back to grandma's house with the red and blues going. So your only option would be pop that fuse. So I guess you did install a switch. You got a blade fuse switch. So never mind, you don't need a switch. Brad's smarter than I am, and that's why he gets paid the big bucks, and you just pull that fuse and off you go. Junior, do you know everything you want to know about rock lights?
Yeah, buddy.
Do you have your phone with the app on it?
Yep.
Do you want to show us that quick? Is that easy enough to do? You already got it up? Well, you're good.
I don't think it'll connect.
Right. So he's not connected to this truck, but you can see you can preset your colors, and then you can start to set some different patterns and different strobes. You'll figure all this out while you're sitting home on Sunday night just practicing and using this thing, but just wanted to show you how simple it is. And it's one of those things where you play with it for 15 minutes and pretty much get the whole concept. Yep. So that is rock light install. I think people have asked about light bar install, so the next time that we're doing one, this just happened to be the one we were doing today. Next time we're doing one, we'll throw that out here for you guys. I'm gonna grab the lights, let you see this thing in the dark. Junior, you stay there. So you can see that with that 8-pod kit, it's getting a pretty good cast of light. And it's pretty slick. Are you done in there? Yeah. Good, Junior? Yep. Remember to subscribe. We do it in the dark. Custom Offsets TV on YouTube. Peace.